Python Raining Pigs. Open up Microsoft Code Builder and go to the Python Editing tab. If you forgot how to do this, refer back to the Python Walking with Flowers video. Let's start with our event. For this code, we would like to type in pigs in our chat and have a slime block trampoline fall down and have a slime block trampoline appear and pigs falling from the sky. On line 1, type def, all lowercase, space, all lowercase, on, underscore, chat, parentheses. Use the right arrow key to arrow over to the other side of the closing parenthesis, and semicolon. Let's break this down and see what this all means. Def is the Python keyword that defines this as a function. OnChat is the name of the function. These parentheses are part of the function syntax. And the colon marks the end of the function for this line. Hit enter to add line 2. Line 2 should start one indent in from the left. On line 2, type all lowercase blocks, now it's time to script our action. Type all lowercase blocks, dot, fill, parenthesis, continue typing in between these two parentheses, all capital slime, underscore, blocks, block, comma, space, POS, parenthesis, continue typing in between these two parentheses. There should be two closing parentheses on the other side of your cursor. 1, comma, space, 1, comma, space, 1. Move your cursor so it's in between the two closing parentheses, comma, space, POS, parentheses, 15, comma, space, 1, comma, space, 15. Move your cursor so it's in between the two parentheses, capital F, fill, capital O, operation, dot, all capital, replace. Oops. Comma, space, capital F, fill, capital O, operation, dot, all capital, replace. Let's break this down and see what this all means. Blocks is the instance variable. This is a copy of the blocks object. Fill is the method available to the blocks object. This is accessed by the dot. Slime block is the type of block we are using, or the name of the method. POS 111 is the starting XYZ coordinate for where our slime blocks will be. POS 111 is the starting XYZ coordinate of where our blocks will start relative to our player. POS 15115 is the ending XYZ coordinates. Fill operation is the function for this action. This is going to tell us what to do with the blocks that are in between the two coordinates. Replace is the method that defines the function. We would like the slime blocks to be replaced. We would like the slime blocks to replace whatever we would like the slime blocks to be replaced. Nope. We would like whatever blocks are already there to be replaced by the slime block. Now it's time to add our pigs. Hit enter to add line 3. Line 3 should be aligned with line 2. We are going to start by adding our loop so that we can spawn more than one pig. For the loop, type for, F-O-R, all lowercase, space, index, space, in, space, range, parenthesis, 50. Move your cursor so it's on the other side of the closing parenthesis, colon. Let's break this down and see what it means. For stands for for loop. This is the type of loop we are using. This allows us to tell the code exactly the amount of times we would like to run the action below. Index is the variable name. Index is the variable name. Index also stands for the type of number. Nope. Index is the value. Index is another word for number. But in our code, it also stands for the variable name. And range is the starting and stopping point for this loop. 50 is the amount of times we would like the action to repeat. And colon marks the end of this line. Hit enter to add line 4. The cursor should be one indent from line 2 and 3, or 2 indents from the start of the code. On line 4, type mobs, all lowercase, dot spawn, parenthesis, continue typing in between these two parentheses, all capital pig. You do not have to use pig. You can use any animal that does not fly or take fall damage. Comma, space, R-A, Now we're going to add the part of the code so that this spawns in random positions. Type rand, R-A-N-D, P-O-S, parenthesis, continue typing in between these two parentheses. Yeah. Continue typing in between these two parentheses. You should have two closing parentheses on the right side of your cursor. P-O-S, parenthesis, again, type in between these two closing parentheses. Again, continue typing in between these parentheses. There should be 3 closing parentheses on the right side of your cursor. 1, comma, space, 50, comma, space, 1. Move your cursor so that it is in between the first and second parentheses. Move your cursor so it is in between the first and second closing parentheses. You should have one closing parenthesis on the left side. You should have one closing parenthesis on the left side of the cursor and two on the right. Comma, space, POS, parenthesis, 15, comma, space, 50, comma, space, 15. Move your cursor so it is on the outside of Move your cursor so it is at the end of line 4. Let's break this down and see what this all means. Mobs is the instance variable. This is a copy of the mobs object. Spawn is the method available to the mobs object. Pig is the name of the object, or the name of the method. Rand pose is the random position method. This allows our pigs to fall in between the following coordinates. POS 151 is the XYZ coordinate, is the starting XYZ coordinate for where our mobs will spawn. And POS 155015 is the ending XYZ coordinate. We have added a lot of parentheses for this line, so make sure that you are closing out your code. So make sure you are closing out this line with 3 closing parentheses. Now it's time to add the rest of our event. Hit enter to add line 5. Line 5 needs to align with line 1. Hit delete or backspace twice. On line 5, type player dot on underscore chat parentheses. Continue typing in between the open Continue typing in between the open and closing parenthesis, quotation, continue typing in between the open and closing quotation, pigs, exclamation point. Remember, it does not matter what you type here, but you will need to remember exactly how you typed it to run our code. That means it can be capitalized or lowercase. Move your cursor so it is in between the closing quotation and closing parenthesis, comma, space, on, underscore, chat, and move your cursor so it is on the outside of the closing parenthesis. Let's break this down one last time to see what this all means. Player is our instance variable. This is a copy of the player object that we are adding code to. OnChat is the method available to the player object. This is what we will do in our game to run our code. Pigs is what we will type in the chat, or you can think of this as the name of the method. And onChat is the function that calls upon the function. OnChat is a function. This also calls upon the function from line 1 and tells our code to run. Let's test out our code. Hit the play button in the bottom right screen. Nope. Let's test out our code. Hit the play button at the bottom right of your screen. Find a space that is an open grassy area. Hit T on your keyboard to bring up the chat and type pigs! Exclamation point. Hit enter to run your code. Turn to the right and look up. You should see your pigs flying from the sky. You should see your pigs falling from the sky.